Have you ever experienced disappointment? Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to talk about that now. Hello again, it's Paul and welcome to the show. And today I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever experienced disappointment? I know it sounds like a silly question because if you're human, if you've walked the face of the earth for more than 5 seconds, you have faced disappointment of some sort or the other. The question is, how do you handle disappointment? How do you get over disappointment? And how does it affect your life? Well, I'm going to give you 4 specific ways that I think we can handle disappointment and move on. The first one is sit with it. Feel the disappointment. Because the moment you're in resistance about whatever it is that has disappointed you, then that resistance is buried deep inside of you, and it will surface again somewhere in the future in some form or fashion that you will not like or that doesn't serve you or serve others. So really the first aspect of any kind of disappointment, and let's just talk about disappointment for a minute itself. What is disappointment? Essentially, disappointment is failed expectation. You had an expectation about a certain event, about the way a relationship would go, about a certain amount of income you would receive on a deal, about the experience you would have on a vacation, about the interaction that you would have with a loved one or family member. Expectations unfulfilled often create disappointment. So the first step in moving through disappointment is feel it, accept it, understand that, okay, expectations were not met, I'm disappointed. And let it move through you because it will manifest itself later. In some people, it manifests itself in destructive conduct, and you don't want that. The second thing is about experiencing disappointment is see it for what it really is. I mean, there are many opportunities in a situation of disappointment that we don't see can come out of it because we're so in the feeling of the disappointment. So once you feel it, then you begin to see it for what it really is. What really were the circumstances that led to the disappointment? And what were the circumstances involved in the disappointment? What is the reality of the situation? And by the way, you get to create the reality of the situation. The reason that you or I are disappointed is because the perception of the event. So we can alter the perception. And that leads to step number 3, shift the meaning of the event. So we're in a business situation and you expect a certain amount of income and you only get 70% of that income, let's just say. And that creates disappointment. What is the bigger, better meaning that you can shift out of that event, out of that, quote, disappointing event? I mean, there are many things. You did get income. You did have a learning experience. You created new connections. You were actively involved in whatever it is that you're passionate about. So, I mean, there are all kinds of meanings that you can give to a, quote, disappointing event. And then, lastly, number 4, set a new path, chart a new course. Okay, so this event happened. And so you gave it a different kind of meaning. And then you shifted your perception. Now you take what happened, create a learning out of it, and set a new course for the next time that this particular event surfaces or comes up. And that's how you move through disappointment. Listen, we've all been disappointed in our lives over any number of things. And it creates a set of neurological pathways that are not empowering to us when we allow ourselves to remain in the disappointment. But the empowering way or the fruitful way of getting through disappointment is to shift it around, create a new set of neurological pathways, understand the meaning, shift the meaning, and then move forward and enjoy your life. And that's the way that I see that we move through disappointment. If you like this video, please share it. Please like it and comment in the space below. And we'll talk to you again.